Okay, good morning. This is our math class for today. We shall be looking into indices. In our previous classes, we've discussed about how to calculate indices using what division law of what indices. So today we shall be looking at what's using the power law of what indices. Okay, let me first of all write the topic down. Indices. Okay, indices. Okay, so today we shall be looking at what law of power. Law of power. Law of power. Okay, so that's what we shall be looking at today. In indices, using law of power, this simply states that when a number that is being powered by a power, okay, as I said earlier, the law of power is defined in indices when a number or variable is being powered by another power, the both powers will be multiplied. You get what I just said now? The law states that when a number or variable that is powered with another power, the both powers will be multiplied to each other to ascertain the value of the variable. Do you get that? Let me use an example to narrate what I just said now. Let's put an example. Simplify a square raised to the power of 3. This is just one example I'm just trying to explain here. Now a has a power of 2 and is being powered by another power of 3. So the law states that the two power must be multiplied. Are you following now? Let's see it together. It's equals to what? A 2 times 3. Okay, which is equals to what? A is power of 6. Or otherwise, we can as well say, okay, fine. In a normal shell, not shell, we can as well say, okay, a, that means a raised to the power of 2 square. That means a raised to the power of 2 square. Same means a raised to the power of 2 square into 3. How? Now times what? A raised to the power of 2 square times what? A raised to the power of 2 square. Are we together now? As I've told you earlier, when a law, just as in the law of multiplication, when variables are being powered, when two numbers, so in the law of multiplication, as I've told you before now, I said two numbers cannot be added except their base are the same. Yeah, now you can see that we're having three bases of this, three variables of the same base carrying the same powers. Even if their powers are different, it does not matter, but the most important aspect here is for the base to be the same. That's when their powers can be added to each other. Are we there now? Now we are having a raised to the power of 2 times a raised to the power of 2 times a raised to the power of 2. Now just go further by saying picking just one a, which is equals to a power of 2 plus, as you add their power, plus 2, which gives us total of a raised to the power of 6. You see, it's just an example of law of power. So you see that we now even brought it down to how we did in our first class in the law of multiplication, where variables are being added to each other. Very simple, very easy. The law states that, let me repeat the law again. When a number that is being powered by another power, the both powers will be multiplied to each other, just as I've done in the first one you are seeing there. So I'll now further give you an example on how you can also separate it, because when you see a power on a power, that simply means that yes, that number that is the base can be it's in 3 places. As you say, a raised to the power of 2 times a raised to the power of 2 into 3 places, just as we did in the second example. I believe with this one you get to understand how to apply the law of power. Thank you. Let's also give another example. Let's say, okay, example second one, simplify. Okay, simplify brackets a raised power of 3 and b raised power of 5. Mercy? Not 5. Okay, so raised power of 2. Okay, so I told you earlier, only their powers you multiply. Say we now have a raised power of 3 times 2, also b times what? B raised power of what? 5 times what? 2 as well. Come down, say okay. A raised power of what? 6, right? Times what? B raised power of what? 10. You can combine them together by bringing this way. A raised power of 6, B raised power of what? 10. Simple as this. But the same thing in a nutshell, we can also say okay, fine, no problem. Or you can say okay, A power of 3 times what? A raised power of 3. Okay? Times what? B power of 5 times what? B raised power of 5. Right? You go ahead by saying okay, as usual, the law of multiplication applies here now. A raised power of 3 plus 3, because the both b's are what the same, times what? B raised power of 5 plus what? B raised power of 5, which is therefore the same what base, right? Equals to A raised power of 6 times what? B raised power of what? 10. Add them together. A 6, B 10. You get this now? You see how simple these laws are? I believe you understand. So no problem. In our next class, we shall be looking at what's a comprehensive way of what's solving indices. These are just the laws. We're just trying to what's bring you up to understand how indices can be solved with all the laws. But in my next class, which you'll be seeing very soon, you now know how to apply the full laws of what's indices in case if audio laws have been applied into what one solving. But before now, let me tell you that there are some sub laws of indices which you'll be seeing in the next class. Thank you. If you really enjoy this class, don't fail to subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and also like the channel. Okay.